Today is our first sponsored stream. This debate series is brought to you by Rebellion PAC. Rebellion is a progressive PAC led by Briannawu, focused on communication and strategic alliances across the political divide.
Vivian, you're a blood libel right now. Get off my fucking platform. Go away.
Libel. Blood libel.
Fucking fascist piece of shit.
Let's check in with our boy Whick, King of the Jews. Some could say he's just trying to raise awareness for an important cause. Well, let's see how often he's been raising awareness. So this one, right?
Welcome.
This was on October 10th. Israeli-Palestine has exposed many as monsters. Who do we think he's talking about? He's probably just being neutral. He's like realizing on 10/7 anti-Semitism had been born. And he's like, whoa, anti-Semitism? Let me put my coat on. This is bad. And then since 10/7, we've had 1, 2, 3. Oh, lefty anti-Semitism. So monsters. And now left's anti-Semitism. When is that? What was the date of that one? Oh, the 13th of October. So we got 10, 13. So we went 3 out of 4 days. Israel. We have another one. So this is what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12. 1 for every 3 Israeli babies that were killed. Is he trying to dedicate an episode per dead 10/7 baby? Is that the goal of the advocacy? The goal? I mean, we're not worried about the Nazis that are out here. We're not worried about Charlie Kirk saying that the Jews control the blacks to come against the whites. We're not worried about Candace and Tucker doing white genocide rhetoric where the Jews control the black. No, we're not doing any of that. None about all the Nazis. He really needs to focus on Israel. But I can kind of show you why he doesn't care about the Nazis. I don't know, Queen Bee. I can show you, though, why I say Whick doesn't care to cover the Nazi speech. You don't need 12 panels every month and a half on the Nazis being anti-Semitic. But you do need them on how the left is anti-Semitic. And there's a reason why you need to focus that amount of attention on the left-wing words of anti-Semitism. Because he told me over a year ago.
Apologies.
No
Carry
worries,
on.
no worries. Okay, so the judge in Florida that approved the search warrant for Mar-a-Lago, yeah, they had to cancel Shabbat services the next day out of fear. And a little bit of insight and background. I grew up in Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh, which is where Tree of Life is. I spent a lot of my childhood in Tree of Life. I was heavily involved in my temple youth group at another local temple. My ex-wife's family was less than a quarter mile from there. So that really hit me personally. And the question is, if Nazis got a permit to march around my temple and they're legally allowed to do it with their long guns, do I have any rights to keep my temple safe and open?
Sure, wait, keep my temple safe. Like, that's such a loaded kind of question, because what constitutes safe, like, you have the rights to like, everyone in your temple, right? And has the right to be safe. As in, if the Nazis or the Proud Boys or whatever group is outside with guns protesting in front of your place, they do not have the right to actually go in your place, for example, or break in, because as I understand it, it's a private building.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a public thing.
Yeah.
It's not a government state house or something. You also have the right, I believe, to ingress and egress, right? To go in and out unimpeded. But that's where it is. Like, the problem here, right? The problem here is, if we try to limit the rights of those odious individuals to do these kinds of protests, right, where they go in front of the Tree of Life, or they go in front of these other temples and they protest.
What are they protesting, Wick? Wick. Can you help me? The Nazis that are outside the temple protesting, what is it that they're advocating for? What are they protesting against? Can you tell me? An odious idea? What is the odious idea? What is it, buddy? What is it that they are advocating for?
Us from going to the Supreme Court's house, right? The Supreme Court Kavanaugh's house, and when they overturn Roe v. Wade, and protesting in front of their house. It keeps us from going to the drag queen to kind of show our support and protest there. It keeps us from being able to protest.
No, I don't think Nazis, permit or not permit, should have a right to march out your temple, because what they're marching for is your death. And that doesn't seem like a cause. That seems like genocide. So free speech advocating to kill you isn't free speech. But that's not Wick's take here.
My line, I could just tell you my line.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's about expressing ideas. If you said, if you want to express an idea, you should, no matter how terrible the idea, in gang, if you want to chip clip me, you can, but you're gonna look silly. If you said, I don't want any trans people, right? I think trans people are wrong, and I think that they shouldn't exist.
Right.
You should be able to express that idea and that belief. You should be able to advocate for it, as odious as I find it, right? You should be able to have that idea and express it. Just as I should be able to express to them what would be an odious idea of, no, trans women are women, trans men are men, and they should be afforded the same rights, privileges, and in fact, they should have access, government should give them access to the medical treatments that they need when they need it.
What are we talking about here, bro?
They would stop express their odious ideas. Again, us allowing them to express their odious ideas allows us to express our ideas, because, again, while there's no such thing as absolute free speech that exists in this earth. Like,
right.
No government, no institution, no group has and allows absolute free speech. In the spirit of counterpoints, that's, frankly, Allie, I love you, but that's kind of bullshit, right? So let me tell you why. We don't have people going around ripping off the posters of killed Gazan children, right? We don't.
I said to Wick, this is me to Wick, dude, I'm personally asking you to stop. You've labeled Sam Cedar, David Pacman, and my whole Jewish family anti-Semitic because we disagree with you. Do you have any idea what you actually look like to Jews like me? You look like a raving anti-Semitic racist. Both you and Wu need to realize how fucking disgusting what you are doing is. You told me we don't know what's in someone's heart wearing a Nazi uniform around my temple, but now you insist ripping a poster could only be anti-Semitic. Fucking disgusting. You say I should fight for the free speech rights of Nazis, but look how you are behaving when you don't approve. So Nazis get free speech, but Jews like me should shut the fuck up. Holy fuck, log off. And then I got a response, believe it or not. What was that response? What was that? Fuck off. People are getting beaten to death for being Jewish, and you don't say shit. Go away. Free speech. Free speech Wick out here doing the Lord's work, right? Doing the Lord's work.
People in the United States, I mean, you know, people just forget about the Bush years and the aftermath of 9/11. There's, I mean, just in this country without even getting into the history of that region, right? I think that's really fair. And I would hope in my public statements, I have not minimized that because it's not something I would want to do. I do see my Jewish friends hurting though. And I do want to speak up about that.
In the
he probably does.
Again, in the spirit of counterpoints, that's frankly, Allie, I love you, but that's kind of bullshit, right? So let me tell you why. We don't have people going around ripping off the posters of killed Gazan children, right? We don't have that happening.
We don't have posters of
We don't
killed.
have the posters.
That's a good point too. Why not? Why are, instead of putting up posters of the killed Gaza individuals, they're instead ripping down the posters of killed Israeli kids, and not even just Israeli kids. There were Thai people there, people of other nationalities. They just, again, we see video after video of people just going around ripping them out, and even worse, there are people who run cover for that. Very, again, big streamers, Remlo.
Are actually like bringing hostages to like London or something? Do you think that they're actually like bringing the hostages like to those places? Because it's not like what would the
what do you think the purpose of this posters
are? For
are?
a reason, right? It's so they can barter with them.
The purpose of posters is to spur sympathy
for the Jewish people that are being affected by this war and conflict. That's what those posters are for.
Yeah. I mean, again, and why rip them down? What possible non-anti-Semitic reason could you have for ripping those down?
What I would point you to is
what possible non-anti-Semitic reason could I have for Nazis around my temple, you fuckface? Like, this is why I was like, shut the fuck up. You look terrible. And why it was coming from me to tell him to shut up. I said it to him privately. I was like, dude, you need to shut the fuck up. You look like a fucking idiot. You look like a fucking idiot because I have tape of you advocating all this free speech for Nazis bullshit. But not just once.
For us to, by the failure of the left to protect Jews, to protect and make there be space for us to have an ability to talk about our problems.
Well, I'll give you an example from my chat. Unfortunately, the rustic fool is saying shit like 12,000 dead Palestinians, and we were having our third panel talking about the feelings of Jewish people in America, not even specifically Israelis, right? So he's not saying Zionists. He's saying Jewish, like Jewish people, like Jewish people's feelings being discussed. How dare we? While there's 12,000 Palestinians dead, right? How dare we discuss what Jewish people feel? They're just Jews, right? And so that makes me mad, and I'm not a Jew, right? So I'm just curious, like, that reaction is so common in this space that we would never have that reaction for black people. We would never have that reaction for Hispanic people. We would never have that reaction for any other group. But because it's Jews, no Jews, no news. Unless Jews are doing it, it doesn't count, right? And if it affects Jews, fuck them. And that is disgusting to me. So rustic fool, fuck you. Anyway, carry on.
Now, you thought that was bad? You thought that was bad? You thought that was bad? It got better. It fucking got better.
Whick is such a fucking stooge.
True.
Here's the thing. And this is what bothers me, okay? And this is what I'm critiquing Vivian for here. Nobody cares about Oleg. I have to apply this to myself. We need to just not talk to this loser. Like, he literally has no purpose to exist. Whick is a slightly more successful food shops. That's how you got to regard him. He doesn't stand for anything.
What up, Mayor? Best streamer on Twitch.
He's not going anywhere. He exists to do exactly one thing, and that is wear people out. And that's it. His value is purely negative.
You equate these things. They kill hundreds of journalists.
Except for me, because I make money laughing at him.
Did you not hear about the AP strike in this building? And then we look into it, and no one fucking died? You understand how that's blood libel?
What? Blood libel?
Fuck you, is it blood libel?
Fuck
you dirty
you,
little
Vivian.
Shit.
Fuck you.
Dirty little fucking shit.
You are the one who
you?
accused and lied on my platform. You fucking lied. Caught red-handed. You lied and said that Israel killed hundreds of journalists in a fucking AP building bombing. And then when we look into it, it was a fucking lie.
When you don't listen,
Vivian, you are blood libel right now. Get off my fucking platform. Go away.
Blood libel. Blood libel.
You fucking fascist piece of shit.
I watched him say, I should support the right of Nazis to have disgusting free speech.
And then we look into it, and no one fucking died? You understand how that's blood libel?
What? Blood libel?
Fuck you, is it blood libel?
Fuck
you,
you,
little
Vivian.
shit.
Fuck you.
Dirty little fucking shit.
You are the one who accused and lied on my platform. You fucking lied. Caught red-handed. You lied and said that Israel killed hundreds of journalists in a fucking AP building bombing. And then when we look into it, it was a fucking lie.
When you don't listen,
Vivian, you are blood libel right now. Get off my fucking platform. Go
blood
away.
libel. Blood libel.
Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another episode of WhickTV, a cross-ideological space where we come together to discuss issues both political and cultural, from the silly to the serious. Gang, we got a good one for you today. This debate series is the second in a two-part series sponsored by Rebellion PAC. Rebellion is a progressive PAC led by Briannawu, focused on communication and strategic alliances across the political divide. Rebellion believes that we can't solve problems without talking to each other about them, and we strongly support the mission, Whick. So here we are, gang. No one here has been paid to be here. No one's been paid.
You have? It's a sponsor. What the fuck is... This is a stream sponsored by Briannawu, but also nobody's been paid to be here for this sponsored stream. No, nobody's been paid to be here for the sponsored stream. That's not curious. That's not curious. Really? That's no, I got you. Nobody's been paid to be here for this sponsored stream.